Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here, and if you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, you will see that at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 hours from the publishing of this video, Video Games Plus have gotten a truckload of new limited run game releases, giving you guys a second chance at picking up something tasty that you might have missed. While the full list is below, 88 new things in total, I'm going to go through some highlights that have gotten my attention that may also pique your interest for whatever reason. I'm going to go in order of what struck me first upon seeing the game lists. Tomba 2, the fixed edition, at least hopefully. This had a rough digital release thanks to some soundtrack shenanigans and I believe a save file issue. However, after Limited Run patched it, people have been really enjoying this cult classic platformer from the PlayStation 1. They've done both games now, and VGP also still have copies of the first release if you want that as well. This is on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5, which on eBay, they've been selling for like 60, 70 or 80 bucks for a brand new sealed copy. Earthion's standard editions are going to be available on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5 and Xbox alongside the vinyl soundtrack, a cassette soundtrack, hell yes, and a special 8-bit DOE controller. This is one of the best shmups in recent years, so I'm told, built specifically with the Mega Drive in mind, and this is from Yuzo Koshiro, and they did a fantastic job taking one back to the early 90s when Sega's console ruled this genre. Delightful even for non-shmup fans, although it is available in other regions. The limited run Switch and PlayStation 4 versions are going for between 60 and 80 bucks on eBay. PlayStation 5 is a little bit less. Octoad Daddliest Catch is going to be available on Nintendo Switch. This feels like it should have happened like 10 years ago when the game was still relevant. I remember reviewing this on the Wii U, like during the Misery days. But this was a quirky highlight of that era as you control individual limbs of the octopus who's trying to masquerade as a dad. It's a comical game, it's a physics, funny sort of thing. Definitely of the era for indie games. Prices vary for this one between 40 and 70 bucks on eBay. Apico is one of Limited Run's worst selling games ever. I think they only sold like 800 pre-orders for a numbered release. That means there's a lot left over. But this is a charming game that is not an easy sell, either from the trailer or even just the description. It's a laid-back beekeeping sim with indie pixel graphics that feel like they're a bit behind. However, it does have very good reviews if you are looking for something relaxing and very different. Prices on eBay are around 40 to 45 bucks. I don't know what VGP will be selling it for, but I would guess around the same price, so maybe not much of a deal here. Could be wrong though. One of the things that's shadowing over this big batch of new limited run stuff is the sheer amount of Yakuza. There's 27 Yakuza SKUs in this batch of 88. That is a big percentage. Now the biggest seller of them will be Kiwami on Nintendo Switch. Now VGP already had stock of the standard edition, but this time they are getting the classic edition, which is the collector's edition of sorts. This has the game, also has a soundtrack, acrylic standee, and 2 different kinds of collectible cards in a nice sleek box. On eBay, the Switch version has been going for like $120, $140. It's also going to be on Xbox and PlayStation 4, which interestingly have been going for even more money on eBay. Why? I don't know. Now, on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, they have almost every Yakuza under the sun. On PlayStation 4, the standard editions are kind of useless because firstly, they already released at retail many years ago. Secondly, someone informed me that they weren't even updated versions of the disc, so it's like not complete on disc either, there's still patches to download. Thirdly, they are obviously a lot more expensive than the previous releases. The only reason to get the standard PS4 versions is if you're a truly hardcore limited run PS4 collector, or you like the box art more, which even that's a bit of a stretch. Xbox, well, as far as I'm aware, this is the first time the ones here have appeared on Xbox as a physical release. Of course, Yakuza 0 has a new director's cut out, but not this original version. But the others, well, the standard editions on Xbox have been pushing 70 to 80 bucks on eBay. Now, the classic editions are another story on PS4. These classic editions on both consoles have been pushing for $170 or more on eBay, and they are something more for big fans of the franchise who want some collectibles and a nice set. Personally, I think it's a bit overkill and, milking. They could have done some bundles instead of individual games, but what do I know about business? If you wanted to get this, I'm sure it will be cheaper via VGP. There are a handful of retro releases included here. Again, I've never really known the demand for these, but they're worth pointing out. I think Sigma Star DX is a cool one. This is a game from Way Forward, and this is an enhanced version of that original game with some quality of life features. A mix of side-scrolling shmup and top-down exploration game. I guess Limited Run will do the modern console physicals at a later date, but it is interesting that even on the Game Boy Advance, it's not just a re-release of the game that you may already have, but they actually changed it, they updated it, so it is kind of something new. Maybe you have the truly official release already, but this is like an enhanced version of it. They'll also have Snow Bros on NES, Game Boy and Genesis, the collector's edition of Ernest Evans on Genesis, some good retro stuff. Now, Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered recently got some kind of update to add more content, and although at retail there was both a standard edition as well as a deluxe edition, Limited Run had dibs on the collector's edition, which is what VGP are finally getting in. This was an expensive release. It had a map book, a steel book, soundtrack, trading cards, posters, 3 action figures, and the showpiece, the double replicas of Lara's signature pew-pews, which I think means VGP will only ship this to the US and Canada. It seems like it would be a postage nightmare. A proper complete Switch edition of this, like the same thing, sold for almost $400 on eBay. There were others that sold cheaper but were missing stuff or damaged. That is crazy. I don't know what VGP will be selling it for, but it ain't going to be that price. This will be on Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, which, funnily enough, is the rarest and most expensive of the bunch. That sold for over $500 on eBay recently. Anyways, those are my highlights to you. Doesn't mean I'm recommending them, it's just things that have stood out to me as potentially the most sought after or interesting, or where you can save a bit of money. They also have some random PS5 and PS4 releases, and also a bunch of merchandise, mainly from the Dreamcast stuff that Limited Run did. You can see the full list down below, and if you want to purchase any of them, please do so with the links down in the description and pinned comment. That really does help support me and this channel in the best way possible. I do truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let me know which ones are you planning to pick up. Remember, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I think only the bigger collector's editions will sell out quickly because, well, just from a logistical reason, they don't carry many of them. But thanks to them now ordering more games at one time, and only one time, the standard stuff should stay around for the next few days at least. But remember, once they are gone, they are gone. VGP are only ordering numbered releases and collector's editions one time. There'll be no restocks after this. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day and take care.